Hi everyone, today I have a project share. I had this purse in my stash. I'm going to show you pictures of the before and then you'll see the altering I did on a little handbag. Okay, so this is what the bag looked like. What I did was I tea-dyed it and then I sanded off this wooden handle. Let me show you other pictures. This is what it looks like, well, what it looked like inside. Okay, so then what I did was I tea-dyed it and I sanded off the wooden handles, and then let me show you step by step what I did. I'll show you this part later. Okay, so this is what the purse looks like now. So what I did was I added this fabric. It's like a tulle with, it's an embroidered tulle actually. I got this fabric from Family Fabrics out on Long Island, and this is what the fabric looks like. Okay, so this is what I attached here. I cut a piece and I attached it there on the bottom of the handbag. Okay, then I added this trim around the edge, which is this one right here. Okay, and then I went around with this fabric that I also along the purse, front and back, with this other fabric that I also got from Family Fabrics. It's quite a large piece and it's really lovely. This is what it looks like. Okay, so on the edge it's this these scallop pieces, and then it continues with these little flowers along until it reaches the other end, and again scallop trim. So it's really pretty. It's also like a tulle, very fine mesh. Oh, I was skipping one part. Okay, so here, in order to make the handles look vintage, like I said, I sanded it off before doing any of the attaching all of these laces. I sanded it off, then I painted it with gesso to kind of give it like a what do you call that? Like a base, so that the next layer of paint wouldn't chip off. Okay, so a primer, yeah, like a primer. Then once that was dry, I went ahead with this. Also comes from the Martha Stewart Crafts. This is the vintage decor paint to make it look. The name says it all, vintage. So this is the what's the name? Wedding cake. Yeah, that's the color, wedding cake. So once that was dry, those two layers were dry, I sanded it off on these. You could see the edges here and here and there to make it look old and worn out and shabby chic. So once that was done, I went ahead and I waxed it with this Americana decor. I got this from, I think it was Michael's. I got it like a year ago or so. And what I did was I had a piece of cloth, like a jersey, and just dabbed it a tiny bit and just went around in circles, and then I had another piece of cloth to kind of wipe off the excess, and it gave it that color. You could see it looks worn out, vintage, shabby chic. So this technique is one I've never done before, and I was so happy with the results. And then once I applied the wax, I let it cure for 24 hours as the instructions tell you. Okay, then after that was the handles were done, then I continued with the lace here, this and this other lace, and then I put this applique that I had in my stash, and I added a few little flat back pearls. I'm going to show these all my elements, because there's a lot of people who don't know, who don't do this kind of stuff often, and then I have questions and they want to know where I get it from. And so here, that's why I take the time to explain everything and where everything came from, as much as I can remember. Okay, so this is a box of flat back pearls that you could get from Michael's, and if you have a coupon, it's usually a 40% off coupon. So it's a good deal, and this will last you a long time. Okay, and it comes with assorted multiple sizes. Okay, I hope you can bear with me explaining all of these details. It's just that there are a lot of people who don't know all of these details. Okay, so then I had these flowers in my stash. They were white, and I avocado dyed them to cover these pieces that made the purse look not so vintage. What I did was I cut a hole here in the middle, and then I glued each flower with E6000. Why E6000 and not hot glue gun? Because for these kinds of things and these little details, E6000 is a lot better. Your stuff will not fall off as easily. I don't think it'll fall off unless you're rough with it. So this is good stuff. You could find it at any craft store. Again, I'm explaining these things for the people who don't know where to get this stuff. Okay, then I went ahead. Okay, I'm not missing anything. Oh, here I had these little bows in my stash, and I attached two, one on each end. I don't know if you could see the little pink bows. They were like a hot pink, not hot pink, but kind of like bubblegum pink. And what I did was I tea-dyed them to make them look more vintage. And then I popped a Swarovski crystal in the middle, and I applied the Swarovski crystal with E6000 again, so that it won't fall off. Please excuse me. Get so thirsty. Alright, so I went ahead, and inside I wanted to the pockets to look more vintage and not so plain. So what I did was I put 2 layers of this trim that I had. I bought this from Mood Designer Fabric Store. So I went ahead and put 2 layers, one here and another one right there, and I made it into an extra sheer pocket. So there's pocket 1 and another pocket, the original pocket it came with. So I did the same on both pockets. And then I also, as for the closure, I put these pieces that I cut off this lace trim. I got this last year from, I believe it was from KS For You. So I cut a piece right like so, and then I cut this part in the center so that this would give room for the closure. So one there and another one right there. And then also I went on these edges with this lace trim. You could find this kind of lace trim at any fabric store. And then I had these little lace trim. It was these little flowers are part of a lace trim, but I cut them individually and I popped them in on here with E6000. They were white, but I avocado dyed them, and this is what it looks like. So you could see the inside of the handle. It looks shabby, and I love that. Same here. And on the zipper part I put a tassel, and that's what it looks like inside. Okay, so that's that for the back and the inside. So this is what it looks like in the front. Okay, let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so this is what it looks like. What I did was like I said, I went around with this fabric, and then I attached this image of this little girl, which is so sweet. I printed this image on fabric and I put a piece of felt right underneath to make it cushioned. And once I attached the image there, I put this trim on top that I had in my stash. I don't have this anymore. I have to look for it again. I really like it. And actually this same trim I put here in the back as well. So okay, so that was done. Image was placed. Then I went around with creating clusters of flowers and attached appliques on both sides here and there. So these applique pieces I had bought a wedding veil in a thrift store, and that was a really great find. So what I did was I cut it into multiple pieces and I avocado dye them, and I love the fact that some of them are kind of discolored, sort of like the sequins are a little bit yellowish, because that means it's vintage. That means it's been there for a long time, so it has a little bit of history. Then I made this flower right here. This one, what I used was this trim. This is a trim I bought from Mood Designer Fabrics. So I cut each individual leaf, and then I gave each leaf the form of a petal, like so, and then I glued them to a circle of felt, creating 2 layers of it, and then I popped a rhinestone, one of these in the center. So let's see. So this is what it looks like. It created a flower. Okay, and then this part of the trim, this part right here, all of these little things here, I used them. I cut them into like a cluster and just pop them here and here and here, just around wherever I thought looked pretty. Here, there. Yeah, sort of like nature, you know. Nature is so it's wild and it does its thing. I wanted this purse to look like that. And here I put this applique also. Well, it was this trim. I put it right here, and I popped this loopy flower that I got right here, that I got from KS for You last year. I think that's one of the flowers that they always keep in stock. So yeah. So then this other flower I made using this organza, and then I popped one of these little flowers that were part of an applique, one of these there, and then 3 of them behind it, and then 1 pearl that's kind of like a tan color from here. This I got from AC Moore Arts and Crafts. And this, again, the same trim I just showed you, and this flower, little rosette, I made using this satin, rose gold satin. I have a tutorial on how to make this little rose. And so this is the cluster up here. I did the same here. I made these flowers, these 2 little roses. I used this satin fabric to make those 2 roses, and these little ones right here, these little roses, I used this edge right here from this organza fabric. This edge was really pretty. It's so shimmery. I love it. So nothing went to waste. And so yeah, so this is what, let me give you a close-up. Okay, what else am I missing? Oh, these little sprays here and there, right on both sides, here, there, right here, and there. So these tiny sprays I found at a vintage store out on Long Island. It was part of a package deal that I got. It's these little ones here. They have sprays in Hobby Lobby, but they're bigger, and I like these better. They're more delicate and they're just so cute. I don't know where to find this size anymore, so once this is gone, it's gone. I have to search for more. Okay, then I popped a butterfly right there, and this butterfly came from the Martha Stewart collection. It's on the, if you go to Michael's, they have the sticker section. So this is from that section, from the stickers. So it's one of these. Okay, so I just put some glue in the center because I wanted the wings to kind of be loose and have some dimension. Okay, what else am I missing? Oh, and this piece up here I had in my stash. It's a vintage piece I had for a long time, and that's this one. Actually, this way. This. And what else am I missing? Okay, I think, oh, I get, okay, and then these little flowers right here, which are the same as these up here. I put these 4 pieces so that the screws would not show from these pieces that hold the handle to the purse. And I also put a Swarovski crystal as a part of her bow, and 2 bows up here as well with the Swarovski crystals. Again, I used E6000. And this little tiny flower that I had in my stash with one of those little tan pearls that I showed you. And yeah, and also like these appliques that go kind of like towards the sides, on both sides, and that's it. Yeah, so let me just give you a close-up slowly because I don't want to make you dizzy. Isn't she sweet? She's so adorable. I think she belongs in that garden. So pretty. Yeah, I'm really happy with this little handbag. I wouldn't use it as a handbag because it's so delicate. What I would use it for is I would store some laces in there and put it in well, I don't have a craft room, but in my craft area. And yep, so that's what I would use it for, to store the small trims, you know, the little dainty trims, or whatever purposes, you know. It's a okay. I hope you like this project. I hope it was inspiring. Oh, I forgot to mention where to get the Swarovski crystals from. You could get them at Michael's or any craft store. Always try to use your coupons because these little things are very expensive, but you know, I always try to print as many coupons as I can, and sometimes they'll let me use more than one, and but anyway, just trying to be thrifty here and trying to help you with, you know, save some money. So I hope you like my project, and I hope you find it inspiring. And if you have anything similar at home, or if you see something like a bag or something that you may want to embellish or alter, this is just an idea, and use what you have. I am talking because in this manner because I know there's a lot of people who don't do this all the time, and they're new to my channel, and they want to know, they have all kinds of questions as to where I find my stuff. So yeah, if you have any more questions, please let me know. Write your questions in the comment boxes, and I'll be happy to answer to your questions and comments. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.